Hi everybody. So we met this morning, but I'm creating this YouTube channel so I can read you this book that I wasn't able to read this morning. So Stella Luna is a bat, and we learned that she's a mammal and she's not a bird. And bats are pollinators, so they're important for Mother Earth. So I'm going to start the story. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. "I'll name you Stella Luna," she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stella Luna clutched to her breast as she flew out in search of food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stella Luna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster, into the forest below. The dark leafy tangle of branches caught Stella Luna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stella Luna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. "Mother," Stella Luna squeaked, "where are you?" By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down again she dropped. Thump! Stella Luna landed head first in a soft, downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who lived there. Stella Luna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. "What was that?" cried Flap. "I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet," chirped Flitter. "Shh! Here comes Mama," hissed Pip. Let me see the baby birds. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stella Luna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. Would you want to eat a big green grasshopper? Look at that. Bats don't eat grasshoppers. Not fruit bats, at least. Stella Luna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept at night. Bats are nocturnal. She ate bugs even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing, except for one thing. Stella Luna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Once, when Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back up here this instant. You're going to fall and break your necks." The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stella Luna. "You are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of the house." Stella Luna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night and she didn't hang by her feet. Stella Luna behaved as a good bird should. She's not a bird. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stella Luna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. I'm just like them, thought Stella Luna. I can fly too. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stella Luna tried to do the same. How embarrassing. Why do you think she was embarrassed? She couldn't do it like her bird friends? I will fly all day, Stella Luna told herself. Then no one will see how clumsy I am. What does that mean, clumsy? Clumsy. That means like maybe you fall a lot or you trip. Stella Luna falls a lot, I think. She's clumsy. The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stella Luna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. The sun is setting, warned Flitter. We had better go home, or we will get lost in the dark, said Flap. But Stella Luna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The 3 anxious birds went home without her. Anxious. What does anxious mean? Maybe you're a little worried. Anxious means worried. All above and all alone, Stella Luna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stella Luna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. You see her? She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near her. Hey, a loud voice said. Why are you hanging upside down? Stella Luna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar face. I'm not upside down, you are, said Stella Luna. Ah, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You're hanging by your thumbs, so that makes you upside down, the creature said. I'm a bat. I am hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up. Stella Luna was confused. Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong. Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not for a bat. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stella Luna told them her story. You ate bugs, stuttered one. You slept at night? Gasped another. How very strange, they all murmured. What about murmur? It's like a whisper between them. Wait, let me look at this child. A bat pushed through the crowd. An owl attacked you? She asked. Sniffing Stella Luna's fur, she whispered. You are Stella Luna. You are my baby. Her mom found her. You escaped the owl, cried Stella Luna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stella Luna. Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. So Stella Luna's a fruit bat. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live. Oh, look at Stella Luna with her mom. Cute. But it's nighttime, Stella Luna squeaked. We can't fly in the dark or we will crash into trees. Look at her eyes. Bats have a special way to see. We're bats, said Mother Bat. We can see in darkness. Come with us. Stella Luna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stella Luna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Do you see her? Soon the bats found a mango tree. Who likes mangoes? And Stella Luna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. I'll never eat another bug as long as I live, cheered Stella Luna as she stuffed herself full. I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap. There she is. The next day, Stella Luna went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stella Luna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. They hang by their feet and they fly at night and they eat the best food in the world, Stella Luna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait until dark, Stella Luna said excitedly. We will fly at night. Do birds fly at night? No, they don't. They can't see. When night came, Stella Luna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. I can't see a thing, yelled Pip. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Aye, shrieked Flap. They're going to crash, gasped Stella Luna. I must rescue them. Stella Luna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped a branch. Stella Luna hung from the limb above them. We're safe, said Stella Luna. Then she sighed. I wish you could see in the dark, too. We wish you could land on your feet, Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. How can we be so different and feel so much alike? Must Flitter. And how can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. I think this is quite a mystery, Flap chirped. I agree, said Stella Luna. But we're friends, and that's a fact. Oh, I love this story. Here's some interesting facts. Ooh, bat notes. Of the nearly 4,000 species of mammals on Earth, almost 1/4 are bats, the only mammal capable of flight. The only mammal that can fly. The scientific name for bats is Chiroptera, hand-winged, because the skeleton that supports the wing is composed of the animal's elongated finger bones. So do you see it's almost like bats have long fingers. Nearly 800 varieties feel special niches in every climate around the world, except the polar. So not at the North or the South Pole. The lifestyles and food preferences of Microceroptera varies wildly. Many eat insects while others catch fish, amphibians, and reptiles. So we know amphibians are like frogs, and toads, and newts. But they eat reptiles too, so lizards and snakes. Finally, there is the famous vampire, of which there are only 3 species ranging from Mexico to Argentina. So we don't have them here. The vampire's victims are mostly domestic cattle, cows, and native mammals and birds. So there is such a thing as a vampire bat. The other 170 or so species of bats are the fruit bats, otherwise known as Megacipitero, or large hand wing. As their name implies, these are the largest bats, some boasting wingspans of 6 feet. 6 feet. That's as tall as Peter's dad. That's tall. That's big. Their wings. Fruit bats generally have long muzzles. Muzzles is like their nose. Large eyes. Eyes in front. Likes to hunt. And furry bodies. Pointy ears, which is why they are often called flying foxes. So they kind of look like a fox with wings. Flying foxes, some people call them. Unlike the Microchipitera, which travel by echolocation, like an echo sound, echo, 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 they use their echolocation. Fruit bats depend on their keen vision and sense of smell to navigate. They live in tropical and subtropical climates that provide year-round supplies of their favorite fruit, flowers, and nectar. Pollinators. Some fruit bats, as they forage for nectar, are responsible for pollination of many types of night-blooming trees and plants. Others eat whole fruits, seeds, and all, and distribute the seeds over the forest floor in their droppings. Regeneration of tropical forests depends greatly on bats. So bats are very important to Mother Earth in our ecosystem. They are pollinators. They are seed dispersers, meaning they eat the fruit, they eat the seeds, and then when they poop, the seeds drop and will grow new trees. I learned so much today about bats and the story of Stellaluna. Thank you for joining me, and we can tell some more stories later. Thank you. Bye.